We are now ready to go ahead and mount our clutch lever and our throttle. Here on the handlebars, we've got to remove the grips first. Your kit comes with grips. Let's go ahead and use those. We've got to take these off. These here, typically when they're brand new, are soft. I can just roll them off. You may have to cut them and remove them. I'm simply rolling the grip over itself. There you go, we worked it off. I routed the clutch lever underneath the top tube, between the top tube and the smaller support tubes here. I bring it through here. Go ahead and fit the lever onto the handlebar. I'm going to need to loosen it somewhat to get it on. You might have to take a screwdriver and open it up a little bit more. We've got it fit on. Okay, the trick to getting the grip on is put a little bit of hairspray on the handlebar. Take some of the excess, put it inside the grip. Let's go ahead and slide the grip on. Push the grip in all the way. Now you can see where we need to tighten up the lever. You want the lever aimed down a little bit because you're going to be coming at it at a down angle with your hand, so you want it down somewhat. Tighten the clamp. You don't want to get it too tight. You want to get it just tight enough to hold. So you may want to get it just a little bit loose, and then if it starts to slip, tighten it up again. You don't want to over tighten it, but you do want it tight enough where it's not going to move on you. Okay, and here is how you put your cable onto your clutch lever. I'm just doing this here. I want to reshoot it. Didn't look right when I shot it the first time. However, you've got your cable end that goes into your lever. You have the slot here where the cable will go. You have your cable adjustment here, and what you need to do is screw it most of the way in. Align the slots here. That way you've got a straight line here. Your cable will fit into the lever here. It goes through the slot, through the slots here in your adjuster. Screw your adjuster all the way in, and then go ahead and affix the other end of the cable onto the clutch arm. You want to make sure that you get it good and tight here, and that you have this piece screwed all the way in. That way, as your cable stretches, it's much easier for you to simply loosen this here and bring it out, and that way you can tighten up your clutch lever. Okay, let's go ahead and mount our clutch cable here. You can see the clutch cable has a stop nut. Some of them will have the nut on the clutch arm itself. This one has the brass stop fitting onto the cable. You're going to remove both springs. Now the cable needs to go through this piece right here. This piece screws into the crankcase of the motor. We need to turn this fitting this way here, meaning we need to tighten it up a little bit more and bring this fitting closer to the clutch housing here, because the cable can't come in and fit in here. Plus, when you have your cable out here and it's got to connect to this arm, it's going to be bent too far, and it's going to make it very hard to pull on your cable. Some of the clutch holders have a stop nut here. This one does not. No worries. There you can see I have the clutch cable holder. I have it turned to where it's at about a 45-degree angle from the center line of the bike. It's turned here. Let's go ahead and you take the large spring. The large spring will go over the cable housing. Go ahead and push that there. Now let's go ahead and feed the cable through the cable holder. Push the ferrule on the cable housing into the adjustment nut. Go ahead and slide your spring up to the cable nut, and the spring is what keeps it'll keep the cable away from the cylinder here and keep it from getting too hot. Your smaller spring will go over the cable. Go ahead and push your cable through the cable arm. Okay, now we are ready to go ahead and put the cable in. Push your cable through the slot in the arm or push it through the hole. Your stop nut has a piece that protrudes out. That is going to go into your clutch arm. Slide it onto the cable. Make sure that piece goes into the clutch arm. Then what we're wanting to do is pull the cable out. Pull the cable, any of the slack of the cable out. Push the clutch arm to where you start to feel it engage. I will then take a pair of pliers, put it on the cable, and what I want to do is I want to pull that cable and get it as tight as I can against the clutch arm. Then I want to come and tighten up my screw. Get that firmly down against the cable. With your pliers, hold on to your brass stop nut there and get it good and tight. Now when we actuate the clutch lever, that is how the clutch engages. You may want to go ahead and pull on it a time or two and work the mechanism loose. You may get any stretch out of the cable. You may want to come back and take some slack out of the cable, but we'll get to that later.